Shaner, is your sync paused? Okay. Cool. I believe mine is paused as well. We just have some junky internet going on here. I don't know. Mine was not paused. There we go. Long pause. Long pause. Hello, everyone. Hello. QOD today. What's your dream job? Dream job. Tony Spark is in the house. Just saw him jump into the broom. Tony's not here today. Quack in 1992. Hello. Hello there. Good to see you. Gemma, good to see you there as well. Hey. Bypassing the demons. Crime scene tackle. That'd be a cool job. A panda cuddler. Yeah, that's a real job, apparently. Mel Bell. Hey, little Leah Land. Good to see you there. Margie, thank you so much for sharing the live. Appreciate that. Connie, hello. Self-aware Mama Bear. Hey. Good to see you. Candy Thunder is up in the house here as well. She is here today. Crash Cart Ronnie says NCIS. Ronesia, hello. Olivia, content creator and public speaker of sorts. Cool. Totally doable, too. Silver, hello. Janine, good to see you. Jack. Jack Rabbit, Solidity, hello there as well. June, good to see you. City Kitty Say, good to see you there. Liz, are the emotes still all jacked up? It's kind of looking that way, isn't it? Hang on. Actually, don't know that I can do anything about it right now. But what in the world? Thank you guys so much for sharing live. Appreciate that. Our first goal of the day is balloon focus today. They still have a promotion going on with the balloons, so we want to make sure that we stick with those. That's what I was going to do. Tickfinity. I want to make sure that our goal here. We have a goal of 700K likes on the stream today. So be sure that you are liking and sharing the stream. We greatly appreciate that. We are balloon focused right now. We've got 1K of those. And if and when we get there, you'll be meeting Caden for the first time. Caden, the oldest Thunder kiddo, is going to jump on and say hello. Miranda says, classics professor screenwriter. Ooh, a sloth caregiver, Shelby. It is good to see everyone. Sophie saying, I need help to start my own business, mainly because I don't know what to do at all. Yeah, you definitely got to decide what you want to do first. Professional drag king, Lynn. Dang. Storm chasing meteorologist, Mama J. That'd be cool. Emily says, I had my dream job. Literature professor. Mama Ranger says, something that pays enough to take care of my family and to travel where we want. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Ace says, a good husband. Granny D says, professional granny. You got the name rocking already. Emma Chef. Ooh, cool. Channelie, good to see you. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. We appreciate that. Crash Cart Ronnie, a voice actor. That'd be cool. That would be a cool one. Very, very competitive world, but very cool. Okay. We're already at 1% on our likes goal for the day. Keep pushing that direction. Already pushing on those balloons as well. Let me get a couple of notes out of the way here. Leave our QOD up for a minute while everybody's filing in. We want to hear what your dream job is. A couple of new things today. Let me first give you a little bit of a teaser on what's going on today. Let me start this. Let me hide that real quick. Okay. Coming up, we have stories about mothers-in-law, Playboy entourages, secret DNA tests, ditching family weddings for vacations, engagement proposal rules or guidelines, and of course, we have cake. We have more cake stories for you today. Hope you guys had a great 4th of July. It was hella hot here, and we are still exhausted. Today's just a weird day. It's gonna be a weird day. And Navy Thunder was super duper crabby. So hooray for that. That makes everything much easier when your toddler is having a mood. Everything's so much easier. Tony Spark is out today. He's sitting down at the lake, probably using his Southern boy voice. You know, like Tony just becomes a Southern boy, just in general. He just becomes a Southern boy. Sigridur Harpa Jones, thank you so much for joining the storm and becoming a member of the fam. We're glad to have you here. Love it. Thank you for that. Miles is also out today. Miles had some issues pop up, so we're short Miles today as well. But Candy Thunder is here in the house already. Lightning bolts for Candy Thunder, and Caden Thunder is here as well. You might have seen in the story that I posted just a little bit ago. He is the oldest Thunder kiddo, and you will get a chance to meet him shortly. We're going to hit that goal, and he'll pop on and say hi. He is a mini me. Very much. We look a lot alike. And we have 1K balloons as that first goal. Again, the balloons are still part of a TikTok creator promotion that they're doing right now. So it's doubly helpful for us. And we will be doing the sub-only VIP live after the public live today. So if you're not a member of the Storm yet, here's your sign. And also, we will be doing this again. Wheel of Thunder! They love it. Every time. Every time they love it. As a reminder, the Wheel of Thunder will include the top 10 gifters and 4 members of the Storm, which will be 2 new and 2 existing. At the end of the public stream, we will put them on the Wheel of Thunder. We'll spin the wheel during the VIP live, and we will do a story to announce the winner. If you are in the U.S., you will receive all 3 sticker bundles that we have. All 3 of the sticker bundles that we have, and we'll send them to you. If you're not in the U.S., we have a discount code for the swag store that we will send to you. So Wheel of Thunder will be happening today. And I had a little flicker on my end there. Sorry if it's been getting weird. Also, after Monday's stream, if you were around for that, it was earlier than normal. We talked a lot about how much we do need your help sharing and stitching and reposting our normal posts, because the algorithm gets weird and we need help getting in front of people. And when you guys did that, that post from Monday did really, really well. And then you can kind of see in contrast what it does without, and we can see the number of shares and know that it was because of you guys that did so well. So please, keep it up and help us keep growing that direction, help keep fighting the algorithm that tries to squash us sometimes. So while we're trying to tweak things on our end to get in front of more people, we definitely need your help. We do for sure appreciate it. And that's all I got. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Let me give some quick thanks here. Jennifer, thank you so much for the lightning bolts and balloons. Developer girl with the balloons, thank you so much. Laura, Mary, Jennifer again, Wedge Cloud, Shanna Lee, Runesia, Elise, Charles Horton, Elizabeth Smith, Shanna Lee Smith, Vicky Bingham, Charles Horton again, Stephanie Renee, Marie or Mary, I'm sorry. Diana Galvin. We've got Runesia again, Wedge Cloud again, Sandro Lopez, Stephanie Renee, Emmy Lou, Jennifer Jen Aldrich, Bypassing the Demons, Diana Galvin, Frankie J's mama is up in the house. Party is here. Emmy Lou again, Runesia, Freese Rosenberg with the balloons. Yes, ma'am, Rosemary Ann, Kate, Sunrise Bubbles, Jennifer again, Jen Aldrich, Quack in 1992, Sunrise Bubbles, Elise Newman, Sunrise again, Candy Thunder with the balloons. Hey, there you are. Hi there. Quack in 1992, Jennifer again, Runesia again as well. Thank you guys so much for helping support us in that way. Dylan Sprague, we've got Kate there as well. Dawn, Olivia, Emmy Lou, Dawn again, Leslie, Katso64, Tony Spark down there on the lake sending balloons. Look at that guy. That's devotion right there. Pam K. There's a garbage signal down at the lake too. So, yeah, the tiny bit of bandwidth he's got down there, he's using for this. We appreciate it. Don Kimmelwitz, Jennifer Lally, developer girl as well. Jennifer Shanna Lee with the high Julys. Thank you so much for that. Mel Bell with the balloons. Katso, Quack in 1992. Yes, ma'am. Rosemary Ann Piotr, L77. Christian Museum girl. Good to see you here. Andrea Maudsley, Rebecca, Candace Gorley, Jenny Emmylou, Liz, Rebecca, Elise Silver, Holly Elizabeth, Liz, Jules, Pam K. Thank you guys so much. I know I'm way behind there. Asa Lee subscribed and became a member of the Storm for the very first time. Welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. Look at all the Tony Spark emotes showing up there. At least we have some of those. I still haven't had a chance to investigate what's going on with the emotes right now, but I will get it fixed at some point here. Natalie A, liking the live with both thumbs, tapping, and now my hand's cramped. We're already at 70% though, 50.8K likes already. You guys are doing great. Samantha Evans subscribed and became a member of the Storm for the very first time. Welcome to the fam. Love to have you here. Jules, welcome from Australia. We have a healthy representation from Australia. Love it. Absolutely love it. Rooney just says, Tony Spark, we miss you with the helmet. One of our goals today includes Caden Thunder actually putting the helmet on. So I think that's at the very end. He's excited. He is excited. All right, we're going to go ahead and dive into a story here. If y'all are ready, yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and dive into a story. This first one that we have is a follower submission. Opie, if you are in chat and want to claim your story, feel free. All right, here we go. This is, am I the astronaut for blowing up on my mother-in-law? Am I the asshole for blowing up at my mother-in-law about grandchildren? My husband and I are both 29 years old and got married last May. We have been together for 4 years now. My husband is an only child and I am the youngest of 3 siblings. My now mother-in-law brought up grandkids for the first time when my husband and I were dating only 6 months. I laughed it off at the time and felt just a little uncomfortable. And then she asked us a couple of weeks later if we wanted her to buy us a stroller for future use. I just thought it was weird and respectfully declined. Little did I know that this topic would come up a lot the next year. Little did I know that this topic would come up a lot the next year and a half while we were still dating. She would ask, when am I getting some grandbabies? Or, I'm sure you guys will give me grandchildren soon. My response was always the same. We have to be married first. I even asked my now husband to speak to his mom about these comments because they were making me uncomfortable. And honestly, it was getting very annoying since we were only dating at the time. I know I put up with it way longer than I should have, but I didn't want to upset anyone. He spoke to her and she got very offended because she has a right to know. He told her she does not, and it's not something that's okay to ask anymore. We got engaged, and during our engagement, the questions from her pretty much stopped. Instead, the questions came from her aunt and her best friend. I don't know if she asked them to ask or not. I wouldn't put it past her. I would just leave the room and not answer when they asked. We got married in May of 2022, not even a year yet, and my response to her questions only bit me in the ass because we were married now, so in her mind, where are the grandkids? The topic starts coming up again. I get that I'm her only chance for grandkids. I understand that, but it's my husband and I's decision on when it happens. I told her this and that we plan to just be married for a while and enjoy the time just us. It was going okay with a few comments here and there until recently it just got out of hand. We had them over for a visit and I purposefully was drinking alcohol to avoid any questions. I made it known that I was drinking too. It was a couple hours into our visit when she started in on questions and demanding answers. When am I getting grandkids? Are you trying? When are you going to start? I was so mad I didn't even answer her. I almost just kept going with Moira. When I didn't answer, she asked if I'm already pregnant. I point to the alcohol in my hand and I ask her if it looks like I'm pregnant. She replied with, well, I'm getting tired of waiting. And I just lost it on her. When I was done, she left the room. When I was done, I left the room and wouldn't come back until she left. My husband was outside during all of this and saw his mom leave angrily and upset. She wouldn't talk to him, and after she left, he came in to find me in hysterics. He was beyond mad at his mother and hasn't talked to her since then. He apologized to me for his mother and agreed with me that she needs to know to stop. I thought it was universally known not to ask women these questions, but apparently not. We haven't heard from her and he hasn't talked to her either. Am I the asshole for calling her out and blowing up on her? Should I be more sensitive to her, seeing as I'm her one and only chance for grandkids? Is that just on your end? Okay. I didn't see any error messages on my end, so if you are getting some glitches, yeah, backing out of the app and coming back in typically seems to work. Sorry about that. It does happen quite a bit. Okay, so the initial question here is, am I the asshole for blowing up on my mother-in-law? And I think we're all in agreement here. We can go straight to NTA because it's something that happened so flippin' many times. It's not something that happened one time and like she just exploded. This was something that she responded to civilly once, and then it happened 1,000 more times. It's like, you know, for those of you who have kids, it's like when you have a kid who's in that age where they know not to ask you the same question over and over again, but they do it anyway. Eventually, like your F's to give about maintaining your cool just eventually get chipped away and they just disappear. And eventually you're just like, dude, I've answered this question 30 times already. Do not ask it again. When it's a mother-in-law, it's a little bit different because you have to at least try to keep your cool longer. But this happened so many times over a period of time. In the one little lull where she didn't ask any questions, she had other people asking them for her. So it's like she didn't even try to stop or to respect the boundary at all. She just tried to work around it. And then as soon as you were married, it was like, oh, well, this is a brand new situation. I get to ask questions again. And just keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. What did she think was going to happen? Was she going to annoy you into getting pregnant? I don't think that's how it works. OP is in chat. Oh, snap. What'd you say? So Tony Spark isn't here to give me cue cards today, so Candy Thunder's rocking cue cards, but her desk is not in the same optimal viewing line that Tony Sparks is, so she's now moving to Tony Sparks' desk. Okay. All right, let's find OP here. Did you catch OP's name?
I didn't see OP. Other people let us know.
Okay. I'm searching.
Janet S. Looks like it.
Gotcha. Scrolling, trying to find. Samantha makes a really good point here. As a person who had fertility issues, you never ask about that. And I would agree. I mean, fertility issues or not, it's something that once someone answers once and creates a boundary about, you respect the boundary. In this case, we've got a mother-in-law who thinks that she has some kind of vested interest and she doesn't have to follow the rules because it's her son, right? So she gets to work around here. OP is original poster. Yeah, and there's not really a verification process that we can go through. Trish Jenkins. Okay. Well, Trish, question here. How long, let's see, I was thinking of it here at the end. How long has it been since you haven't heard from her? Since all this blew up and you haven't heard from her since, how long has that been? Chicky Mac says that mother-in-law sounds like that mother-in-law that used her key to take the baby while mom was napping. The kind of boundary stomping that we see here, that's similar. Cautiously for thoughtful says, I would have responded by dry humping my husband in front of her. Hey, that would have sent a message. She would have been like, see, you're already halfway there. Just keep it coming. Sammy says, to be honest, it's awkward when plus size and they think you are because you put on some pounds. Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, so you're just not supposed to ask in general. And again, mother-in-law thinks she has a vested interest here. So she thinks she can bypass all of those rules, which is garbage, which is absolutely garbage. Developer girl, especially if someone has fertility issues, no one is entitled to that info. Yeah. We're at 80% on our balloon goal here. Nice. You guys are close to getting to meet Caden. Yeah, there are some obvious boundary issues, and you are in no way, shape, or form an asshole for creating that boundary and reinforcing that boundary. She knew that there was going to be some kind of consequence. Whenever you created the boundary in the first place, you conveyed that this was none of her business in the first place. Or did he convey it to her? Oh, your response was always the same. We'd have to be married first. But then as soon as you got married, Even before then, she thought she had the right to know. So she doesn't view anything that happens between you and your personal relationship as you guys. She thinks that she gets to be in the know because it's part of her world. Amethyst says, what's the mother-in-law going to be like when she does get pregnant? Yeah, that's going to be rough. That's going to be very rough. Not a fan of that at all. Jules, I'm not going to read that one out loud, but it's funny as hell. Christian Museum girl had to delete and reinstall the app. Yeah, sometimes there are updates that come through really jack with things, so I have to check for app updates quite a bit. Yeah, it's being fun today. We knew it was going to be a weird day. No tech demons allowed today. No gremlins. No gremlins allowed today. Tony Sparks says we are getting so close on that first Caden goal. We are 970. 970 of 1K. We are darn close. I'm going to wait to start the next story because I know we're going to get there. Karen Wingler says you're going to have to set clear and specific goals from the beginning with this grandmother. Yeah, even more clear than we see here. And that's the tough part is, I mean, now the way she is going to react whenever you do reinforce those goals is that she's going to pout and act like she's the victim in the situation, even though she pushed past these. Nice work, guys. Went ahead and hit that goal. Caden, go ahead and come on up, dude. Let me give thanks to our folks here, and then we'll bring him on. Elise Newman, Jenny Sue, Developer Girl, AK Marie, Candace Gourlay, Ember Butler, Emily Elnora, Olivia and Sons, Candy Thunder One, Emma Vasallo, Runesia, Tony Spark, Mama Silver, Crash Cart Ronnie, Andy TJ25, DJJM, Catso64, Shanley Smith, Pam K, Snow XTC, Siri 79 Iceland, Dawn Banks, Stephanie Renee, Quack in 1992, Rowdy Minion, Piotr 7077, 88FC 3ST2, Karina B. Martins. We've got Kath's the Name. We've got Leslie Burchett. We've got Dee Dee Dip, Liza B, Libby Ray, Godzilla's Tiny Dance. Yes, Mom. Yes, Ma'am Rosemary Ann, Cat Jono, C Sizzle, Fly Girl 603, 92 Liza, Silveria, Sarcasm and Sage, Kate Kender Burnt, 73 Toast, Hearts of Courage, Dylan Sprague. Let me get the new one set up here real quick. I'll refer to my document here that Tony Spark has prepared for us. We've got... Just get your dance on while we're waiting. Got these. And 700 of them. Okay, we've got cake slices here. 700 of them to unlock the cake story. All right, let me get back to this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Caden Thunder. Come on over, duder. Okay, so chat is right here. Camera's right here. Okay, so...
Hi.
Rooney just says hi. Hey, guys. We're talking about some QOD stuff here, too. Question of the day. So some people are saying, being a mom, I own my own business. Stephanie says, he's your twin. He is a mini-me. Absolutely.
Crime scene forensics.
Band director, that'd be cool, Chuck.
Hey, everyone.
What's your dream job?
My dream job would be...
Goes by fast, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, Chelsea Stevens, thank you for subscribing and becoming a member of the Storm. Best-selling author. Dry clean only, funny. National Geographic photographer.
I feel like it would be really cool to go on tour with musical artists and be their like personal photographer. That would be fantastic.
That would be cool.
For at least a certain amount of time.
That would be really cool. Brittany says you even have my mannerisms.
Oh, yeah.
We're both awkward.
The genes are good.
Oh, man.
It even sounds like you.
The Disney Orchestra. That would be cool.
Yeah. What musicians, Mariette says.
What musicians? I like a lot of different musicians. I think going on tour with someone imagine going on a Taylor Swift tour, because doing the photography for that, and that's probably a massive team, but that would be super cool just to be able to go on tour and be a part of something like that. But also a smaller artist too will be a lot more of an intimate situation, and that would be pretty cool as well. So
yeah, that would be cool. It would be very cool.
yeah. Sarah says we got the Riz.
We got the Riz.
We do got the Riz.
Oh, man.
Thank you for noticing our Riz. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I made them myself when I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Taylor Swift. I don't listen to Taylor Swift a ton, but I like Karma. I like that song.
Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artists, I like a lot of different artists. My favorite artist of all time right now is probably Tyler the Creator. That's my number one.
I think he was in a commercial recently, right?
He's probably been in multiple commercials.
It was
but
something really recent though, and it was a funny one. I can't remember what it was. We'll figure it out. Bypassing the Demons wants to know what is Riz. Will you explain what Riz is?
Riz is like, it's like the updated version of swag. It's like the new swag, you know? It's like Riz.
I think I explained my feet are canceled.
Candy Thunder wants Caden to explain why feet are canceled.
Why feet are canceled?
Yeah, because they say put your dogs away now.
Oh, okay.
Are you in that generation or?
I don't know. That might be a little above my pay grade, that one. The younger generation doesn't like feet, I guess.
You can't wear sandals.
You can't have your dogs out. I don't know. Maybe the chat can answer that one, because I'm not sure.
Give the old
No
razzle
feet.
dazzle.
No dogs. I have a dragon tattoo on this arm, and then I have a butterfly and a horseshoe, and then I have the elemental symbols on the bottom of my forearm.
You got to move that way a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
Can they see that?
Yeah.
It's the sun, air, fire, water, and earth.
All right, I'll jump back in.
Okay.
So yeah, see here, we got to stand here with me.
Okay.
Hold on. This is. See,
Okay.
he is a mini me. All right, you're coming back up here in a little bit because we've got a couple of goals that involve you. You know, we've got a Q&A later on, and then at some point here toward the end, we'll have you wearing that super realistic astronaut helmet.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, before we dive into the next story here, let me give some thanks real quick. Lightning bolts for Caden Thunder, by the way. Thank you for being a good sport and hopping on here today. He offered to jump in since Miles is out to help keep us on top of our edits so we can make sure we get you guys content in time. And we said, oh, okay, well, you're just going to happen to be here during a live day. So guess what? We're going to bring you on live. And he was a good sport about it. He was like, okay. Chunky Chick, thank you so much. Frankie J's mama, Jennifer, Marie, Shaz, Jarby, Jennifer again, Lysandra Anaya, TLS, Tiffany Van Heck, Shaz, Dylan Sprague, Mary, Jennifer, Logan Collins. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Developer Girl, Andrea Tower, James, Emily, Elnora, Jen Aldrich, Runesia, Wedge Cloud, Liz Love. Thank you guys so much. Chelsea Stevens subscribed and became a member of the Storm. Welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. And we will dive right in to our next story here. I tried to do a little bit of a different approach to make it easier to bounce around. So we're going to try that out. Scroll all the way down here. Chloe, don't worry about it. That's never a requirement. if you like and share, like that's all we could ever ask for you to do. And it is extremely helpful. So don't think you have to throw gifts. If you do, we greatly appreciate it, of course. But liking and sharing does us a lot of good. We appreciate that. Okay, we're going to dive into our next story here. This one is actually from Relationship Advice and is titled, Wealthy Partner Keeps Going on Vacations with His Female Friends Without Me and Says that I'm Spoiled for Being Uncomfortable. Doesn't sound sus at all, huh? Not a bit. My wealthy partner, 33 male, keeps going on vacations with his female friends without me, 28 female, and says that I'm spoiled for being uncomfortable. My partner's of 4 years father was very wealthy, consequently making his entire family financially well off and privileged. However, his father had very patriarchal views, and as a result, my partner, only son, was literally given free range of his father's finances and the tremendous benefits that come with it, while his mother and 7 younger sisters were completely excluded. Go ahead and do that. Surprisingly, he's well aware of this dynamic and doesn't care because it worked well for his family. I see a lot of potential in my partner, and I know deep down he's an amazing person who has the capacity for good. He's just been brainwashed by his father's toxic views. Obviously, it's not going to be easy to break, but since his father's death last year, he has made a lot of progress, and it's another motivating factor to stay with him. Though I must admit, all of this motivation is on the verge of being shattered recently, and I'll explain why. Basically, due to my partner's wealth, he gets a lot of attention from the opposite sex, since he likes to flash it. Another thing I've been working on. He has acquired a group of 4 women, ages 27, 24, 22, 21, who he claims are purely friends since he grew up around 7 sisters and just naturally gravitates towards female energy. If he didn't have 7 sisters, I wouldn't have believed him to begin with, but since he grew up with a total of 8 women in his house, mom and 7 sisters, I did. We'll go ahead and fly some more of these. For the way this was stated, he has acquired a group of 4 women. Last year, we all went on a vacation together, and I was uncomfortable the entire time. He then complained that I ruined the mood and said that he wouldn't take them on vacations with me. Great, I thought. What this actually meant was that he started going on vacations with them and excluded me from going. He says he'll make it up to me by taking me places I really want to go with just him and I, but until then I need to just trust his character while he goes on vacation with his friends. They all got back from their second vacation this year on Sunday, July 2nd, and I couldn't withstand it any further. I explained to him in tears that these vacations make me incredibly anxious and I don't feel comfortable with them. He became upset and told me that I was just acting spoiled, and he's disappointed in me for not being able to trust him. I do trust him, I just know things can happen. Ever since our conversation, he's refused to talk to me and must be telling his friends about our conversation because 2 of them have texted me calling me names and are telling me how much of a leech I am. This is quickly getting out of hand. What do I need to do to get this situation under control? I'm just watching chat's reaction right now. So my big question here to OP is, would you have taken on a project, a fixer-upper, if he wasn't rich? Because most people know taking on a fixer-upper or choosing someone thinking, oh, if I could just change this or this, they'd be great, they'd be perfect. That's not the reason to be with someone. I'm wondering if the enormous amount of money attached to him is what made her think, oh, well, it's worth trying because of XYZ, or in this case, just $. But being with someone with the goal of changing them is obviously not the right reason to be with them. Now, I wish we had some more context about what made her uncomfortable on that trip that they all went on together. She was uncomfortable, and that's where it stops. We don't know any more information than that. But this guy flying around like a playboy, flaunting his money with 4 women in their 20s as his entourage, yeah, that obviously looks bad. That's obviously not a good look. And if he cared, really cared about how she felt, he wouldn't do things that made her uncomfortable. But he doesn't care. He's been given free range. He came from a family that just shunned all of the women in the family, and he's got everything that family had right now. So he's rocking the Playboy style with his entourage of women that he clearly was raised to not have enough respect for. You cannot change that. OP said in here that he grew up being exposed to his father's toxic patriarchal views. What makes her think that in a matter of months or a few years or whatever amount of time that she's willing to invest here, that she's going to be able to undo a life of being trained to think and act a certain way? And also, his ability to adhere to that way of thinking has paid off really well for him. So for him to start changing his way of thinking could potentially risk his lifestyle too, because if he starts respecting women, then he's got to look at the 8 other women in his family and say, oh, all of this wealth equally belongs to you as well. He's not going to give that up. You can't be with someone with the goal of changing them. It just doesn't work. It's a disservice to both of you. Now, the question here was, well, there isn't a question. It's just a relationship advice. Wealthy partner keeps going on vacations with his female friends without me and says that I'm spoiled for being uncomfortable. Now, the whole spoiled comment here, I think is really, it's a really funny projection, because this dude has obviously been spoiled rotten his entire life. And even now, whenever somebody has a problem with something that he's doing, he's still going to get his way. He just calls someone else spoiled for not being okay with him getting his way. So, OP, this is doomed. This is not going to work well. You guys may actually love each other, but you can't change someone, especially at the core of who they are and who they were raised to be. Maybe not without an infinite amount of patience and time. Like, are you willing to invest the rest of your life on the potential you could maybe change the way that he views the world? I don't think it's a smart move. I don't think it's a smart move at all. Rugger says men cannot be platonic friends with attractive women. I think they absolutely can, but it takes someone to be able to respect women. And especially if it's a guy in a healthy relationship, like you can absolutely be friends with attractive women without crossing a line. It's called being a decent fucking human being. DFHB Club approved. What the Gray Rock is cooking says you cannot make someone respect or understand your boundaries. Especially not after explaining it. If after explaining how it makes you feel, they don't respect it, it's not going to change. Because he's viewing this as a you problem to OP. He's not viewing it as something he needs to change. It's, well, you need to change to be okay with it, and I'll just take them without you. Frankie J's mama, yeah, it's absolutely possible. It sounds like he's bought into the rhetoric of a certain tainted gentleman. It's not a fantasy. It's not a fantasy land, Rugger. It's absolutely possible. I think, if it's somebody who's in a stable relationship who respects their spouse or respects their significant other, like, it's all day long possible. All day long possible. And even if it's not, if it's somebody who just respects the friendship of that person, it's absolutely possible too. We are at 400 of 700 of our cakes right now. We have 3 potential cake stories up for rewards today. So we will keep pushing away on that one. We are at 26% on our overall likes goal. Make sure you're liking and sharing the live, please. Greatly appreciate that. What the Gray Rock is cooking says, as a bi woman, you can have women friends when attracted to women. Yeah. Emmy, if you're getting lag still, I'm not getting any messages on my end that that's an issue on this end. Bads, if you need to back out and jump back in, that's what it's been requiring here lately. TikTok be drunk. Fairy Tale over 1,200. Thank you so much, Jennifer, Holly, Jill Talk, Tony Spark down there on the lake are fun. It's a great time. You can only hear every other word. That sucks pretty bad. I can either shut this down. We can try to kill what we can and jump back on. Or we can just record stories offline. Or we can see if it stabilizes here. Better now? It's getting better? Okay. Hey, Shaner and Caden, everybody, if you have browsers open that you're not using, we make sure you kill Chrome. Any other browsers that you're not using, because those will definitely eat bandwidth as well. We're trying to close out everything that we can on our end as well, just to make sure that we aren't eating up anything that we shouldn't be. And I have my normal bare bones apps open here. So also, if you have any wireless devices that are connected to Wi-Fi, jump off Wi-Fi. That will help. Okay. We're gonna give it a shot. Rebecca, hopefully it stabilizes for you there. Yeah, it could be. At least you're right. We do have some weather moving in. That could be a little bit of it. Okay, we're getting a little bit better, so hopefully that will work, and we'll just keep working on removing things from our end here as well. We're killing browsers on several computers. We are removing wireless devices as well. We're getting notifications, or we're getting some chat comments that it's getting better for a lot of people, so I will push forward, and we'll hope that it just continues to stabilize here. There is no event or anything downtown today, so it shouldn't be our general bandwidth getting eaten up. Got off Wi-Fi a little bit better. Okay, let's hope it gets better. Okay, so in this case for OP here, I mean, it was a mistake to jump in and think that you could change someone in the first place. That's just not. It's not a smart move, and it's a disservice to both of you thinking that you can do that. You're not going to change someone who's been trained this way their entire life. Yeah, our device priority. I'm the first stop for the hardwiring right now. So we're hardwired in. We're just trying to get everything else off of Wi-Fi to make sure we're not killing all the bandwidth. Okay, we are at 441 of 700 on our cake slices right now. We are past 400 paid subs for the Storm right now. We have a goal of 450, but we are at 403, which is amazing. Love it. People, Emily says, people aren't projects to fix and partners aren't therapists. Agreed. Sophia, no. It's like some of the newer ones disappeared that were already approved and in the custom emote selection, and then some of the newer or older ones just like popped back up. So I'm gonna have to dive back into it. Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to change. You don't want to have to change anything about the person that you're with. You need to learn to love it, and there are going to be things about your partner that will annoy you no matter what. But if you can start to look at those things and accept them as part of who they are, and if some of these things that you look at and you don't agree with are deal breakers to you or things that are going to implode a relationship, then do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just don't do it. Okay, we're going to dive into our next story here. Story number 3 on the day. This is another follower submission. OP, if you're in chat and want to claim this story, rock on. This one is a story of mother-in-law secretly DNA tests my daughter. I have a lot of stories concerning my ex-mother-in-law, but this one takes all the cake. I was married to my ex-husband for 13 years, and the best thing to come out of that marriage was my 2 wonderful children. My son has autism and looks like a carbon copy of my ex-husband, who is white with blue eyes. I'm a Mexican-American, and my ex-mother-in-law was not very happy about this fact. My daughter is my carbon copy, but with green eyes. So a little background is that my daughter was a planned pregnancy, and it took several months of trying, and her entire pregnancy was hard. She ended up coming 6 weeks early and still weighing a whopping 7 pounds, 6 ounces. Wow, it's big for an early baby. Early baby! Sorry, just remember that Bluey episode. So my ex-mother-in-law started from day one saying that she was too big to be early. So she thinks I lied about the pregnancy to hide an affair. I never cheated on my ex-husband in 13 years, and I knew I never cheated, and honestly, so did he. But his mother was never convinced, and she constantly remarked on how my daughter was nothing like her side of the family. She even went as far as saying that if she wasn't my ex-husband's child, she would be overweight like her side of the family. I've always been a small-framed person, and so is my family. So a few years go by, and my daughter and son come home from a visit with their father's family, and they were excited about the 23andMe test Grandma got for everyone for Christmas. I said this was very cool. My daughter said, yeah, we all had to spit in a tube, and Grandma said I was special and got 2 tubes to spit in and a cotton swab for my cheeks. My daughter was 9 at the time, and innocently, words are hard. I'll read that one again. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. My daughter was 9 at the time and innocently remarked that she had 2 while everyone else had 1. I immediately knew what happened. DNA test. After about 8 weeks, my ex-mother-in-law started speaking to my daughter differently and finally said, well, she must get that trait from my side of the family. I was shocked but laughed at her and said, oh, did you finally get that 99.99% test back? She said, I have no idea what you are talking about. I absolutely lost it and laughed in her face. She was crazy the entire time I was married to her son, and I have so many other insane things she did, but this one was the best. I only wish I could have been there when she got the results. Laughing, crying emoji. Love your page. Thank you for sending this one in, OP. This is nuts. Mother-in-law secretly DNA testing a kid. Like, isn't... I was going to ask, I'm like, is this a crime? Is it a crime to do some kind of health-related test without a parent's permission? Chad, do you know? Becky says, what did hubby say? Hubbins. Words are effing hard. I don't know, but if someone had done this to your kid, given them some kind of medical test, regardless of what it is, without your permission, I would go apeshit. Absolutely apeshit. And also, someone who has this viewpoint, and it's not just mothers-in-law, but for whatever reason, mothers-in-law are the most common person to carry this through and not believe that a child belongs to their son because they look different. It's like I think they don't understand because they don't want to understand. They want to just pretend like this kid isn't part of their family because they look a little bit different. They don't understand genetics at all. They don't understand traits and how they can carry through it all. She just wanted to be her narrow-minded viewpoint of what she wanted to believe. And then, to freaking DNA test this little girl. Be like, oh, you're special. You get an extra tube. We're going to do an extra swab on you. Why do I get to be special, Grandma? Oh, no reason. What was going to happen if this test showed that she wasn't related? Was she just going to be like, okay, well, you can't come over anymore because you're not part of this family biologically? Is that how shitty she is? Also, OP here. Is OP in chat? As soon as OP found out or knew what was happening whenever her daughter said that she got an extra tube, how did that phone not start dialing immediately? Or how did she not go over there right then and be like, you effing did what? Without my permission? I think she knew how the test was going to end up, and so she let it play out so that it would blow up in her face, and I agree, that's great. But once that part was over, I would be going apeshit and saying, look, a major trust barrier has been broken here. A major pillar of trust has been shattered, and how am I supposed to trust you around my kid now if you're going to do these clandestine, stupid effing things because you're small-minded? How am I supposed to trust you? And she has to understand that because she went behind your back and did something. It's horseshit. It's absolutely horseshit. for not just the way that she looks at the situation, but for what she did behind your back. And I know it's not an AITA story. I don't care. Sending ex-mother-in-law straight to ASCon 1 for this horse shit. Not okay with it. You don't mess with kids and you don't mess with cake. This is messing with a kid. Sorry, honey, we're not going over to your bigot grandma's today. Just pisses me off. I'm sorry. It just pisses me off. Tinker Truck says you need a guardian's consent. Mother-in-law's not a guardian. I might be running that route. Be like, look, yeah, you've actually broken a law here, Grandma. And even though they are related, it would have been funny if she tried to use that defense. Well, it's okay because I'm her grandma. Oh, well, you were trying to prove that you weren't her grandma. So which is it? Which is it? Yes, ma'am, Rosemary Ann. I like it. Don't mess with kids. Miss HH, that's a good question. We don't hear a lot about Dad here. We don't hear if Dad gave permission. Maybe he was in coop. Maybe there's a reason that he's the ex-husband, and maybe he was complicit with some of this crap, which makes him just as bad. Even worse, because then it would be done in such a cowardly way where the story wasn't him. It wasn't him doing something wrong. It was her. But if he was complicit because he thought maybe there was a chance to, then that's garbage. But OP said here that they both knew that wasn't the case. Garbage. Leave them kids alone. Primetime. Yeah, we'll get to some Pink Floyd stuff here. Okay, quick update. We're at 511 of 700 on the cake slices right now. We do have 3 potential cake stories up for grabs today with these goals. So if you are gifting, please make sure that you're focusing that direction with the cake slices. Speaking of, let me catch up there real quick. Regina, Christina Michelle, Regina again, Quack in 1992, Bypassing the Demons, Flyleaf Nero 90, Valerie Sencamper, Candy Thunder, of course, Deb Rebel Redhead just resubbed to say a member of the Storm. Heck yeah, glad to have you. Roberta Christina, user 55114, lots of other numbers there. Regina just to subscribe to stay a member or to be a member of the Storm. Glad to have you in the fam. Thank you so much. Or resubbed there. Okay. Stephanie Renee, thank you so much. Quack in 1992. Tony Spark with those cake slices. Thank you. User 55114 with 13 cake slices. Thank you so much. Jewelry Zarina with a rose, Bryce with the ASMR time, Regina, Twinkle Saz, Regina as well, Fairy Tale over 1200, Danielle, Jamie, Diana Galvin. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that greatly. We're at 665 of 700 on those right now. Have a feeling that we are going to get there soon. Remember, we have the sub only live after today's public live, and also we have this. Where at the end of the show today, the top 10 gifters are going to be put on the wheel with 4 members of the Storm, 2 new, 2 existing. We'll spin the wheel during the VIP live, and the winner, if they are domestic here in the U.S., will get the 3 sticker packs that we have for free sent to you. If you are not domestic, we have a discount code that we will throw you to use in the swag store. And you guys got there. You unlocked that cake story. Let's give some thanks here real quick, and then we will rock that cake story up right quick. Let me make sure. Yes. Okay. Okay. Skip 1, do 2. All right. Getting cues from Candy Thunder here. Okay. Elise Newman, a little deviant chunky chick, Emily, Elnora, AK Mary, Runesia FRP, Candy Thunder 1, TLS Journey, Ember Butler, LMD 10, Taylor Dactyl, Becky Morby, Quacka 1992, Jenny Sue, Pam K, Snow Ecstasy, Tony Spark, Andy TJ, Developer Girl, Lynn Woods, DJ JM, Lori Lee, Emma Vassallo, Legacy Spark, Spicy Kitten, Mama Silver, Fly Girl, Karina B. Martins, Dylan Sprague, Cheryl Diego, Series 79 Iceland, B. Dubs, Mama Jams, Regina Neal, RJ HJ1, Fairy Tale over 1200, Mike Plugs, Jarby, Brenda Bell, Amanda Marie, C. Sizzle, Diana, Redneck Geek, Shaz 5951, Sharon Day Newton, and 92 Liza. Thank you guys so much for contributing to that. Greatly appreciate it. Y'all unlocking that freaking cake story. Let me get the next one set up real quick. We're going back. Going back. This one is going to unlock a Candy Thunder appearance, and it is for, let me get our QOD off of that screen. This one is for 750 of the balloons. The balloons are part of a TikTok creator fund or creator promotion right now. So we're trying to use things that they are using within that promotion because they're worth extra right now. And we have 750 of those to get Candy Thunder up on camera here. Nice work, guys. Nice work. And we're going to skip over to a cake story. Let me get a swig of Waltz here real quick. As a reminder, I am sipping on my Jot coffee today in my beautiful Chiefs mug. Jot coffee you can get at jot.co with code Dusty20 to save 20%. And I am drinking this on the regular. Definitely before every live because it does have a noticeable difference in making me more alive. Which is quite necessary for live streams. Hola, Isabella Parr. Star, your dream job would be to have a pottery kiln? That would be cool. I don't know that I could get into pottery without thinking about the movie Ghost all the time. Like if I was, doing pottery. Candy Thunder thinks that. She thinks that's funny. And I never felt this way before. Oh shit! Sorry. What was the song from Ghost? Sorry, we got our Swayzes mixed up here. Candy Thunder says rest in peace. It is sad. Which kind of Unchained Melody. There it is. Okay. How does that go? Will you sing it to me?
They all got it. Thank you.
Somebody sing it. Candy Thunder, you got to sing it. Oh, okay. All right. Here's our cake story. This one is, am I the astronaut for ruining my brother's wedding cake? Just to be clear, I didn't actually do anything to the cake, but I'll just start from the very beginning, I guess. Growing up, my brother and I would play pranks on each other. I say each other, he would prank me, relentlessly. Any of you who are younger siblings will know that there will be one particular moment that often comes up, even as you get older, that, hey, remember when? Story they'll retell to cackle at something devilish they did to you as a child. Our story was about a jar of cookies. Grandpa was an amazing baker, and he made me a batch of cookies for my birthday, 9th birthday, I believe, which he'd sealed in an airtight glass box for me. I don't know how or when, but my brother got a hold of this box and proceeded to, fart in it, then sealed it back up. On my birthday, he handed me the cookie box and said, Grandpa put some extra stank into this batch. I didn't know what that meant at the moment. I was too excited to try what looked like delicious cookies. I opened the glass lid and got blasted in the face by the stench of stale ass, and immediately threw up in the jar all over the cookies. A tale my brother has told repeatedly to his delight since. Fast forward to now, my brother's wedding day. This wasn't a thought-out plan. I hadn't been scheming over it. It was spur of the moment. My brother has told the story yet again at his bachelor party 3 days prior to embarrass me, and I guess the story was just fresh in my mind. Ceremony is over, all went well, and on to the reception. They're posing for photos before cutting the cake, and I don't know why it came to me, but I just leaned over to my brother and his wife as his wife was about to take a bite and said, "I put some extra stank into the cake." I thought he'd laugh. He did not. With the reflexes of a mother leaping across to rescue her newborn from something dangerous, he slapped the cake out of her hands. There were some gasps, some laughs. No one really knew what was going on, me included. He whispered in her ear. She looked me in the eyes for a good 5 to 10 seconds, then just started to cry. She runs off. Everyone is confused. Then my brother confronts me. He thought I did a shit in the cake as revenge for the cookies. I told him I didn't and it was just a dumb joke, but he was too mad to listen. She told her bridesmaids I did a shit in the cake. Sure enough, soon everyone thinks I shit in the cake. I was too embarrassed to protest, so I just went home. It's been a week and I've not spoken to them, nor anyone else from the wedding, barring my wife, and I keep feeling guilty, even though I didn't actually do anything. Am I the asshole? Edit. I'd have liked to have responded individually, but this received a bit more attention than expected. Thank you for all the responses of all kinds. The only person I could really discuss this with so far was my wife, who of course will always be on my side. I couldn't tell friends in case they jumped to the same irrational outcome as my brother, so I didn't really know if I was the asshole or not. As relieved as I am that the majority here agree I wasn't in the wrong, I do still take on board the criticism from the other side. It was probably a very poorly timed moment to make that joke, but like I said, I didn't scheme away at doing this. It was impulsive. However, I have to take ownership of my actions nonetheless. Okay. So there are two sides to this coin, and I can see both of them. On the one hand, from OP's perspective, I think his brother, who was getting married here, the funny part is that OP never retaliated with these pranks as a kid. It was always OP getting pranked. So the time that he says he did something, he waited all these years to finally say that he did something. He didn't actually do anything. But for a brief second, his brother, the groom, is like, oh shit. Is he as terrible of a person as I am? And believed that it was possible and was like, no. OP wasn't the prankster. OP was the, what do you call that? The person who gets pranked pulled on them. The prankee. Yeah. They got the pranks pulled on them. So they didn't, he never did anything. So it's, in my view, it is irrational for the brother to think that, oh, this brother who never retaliated with any kind of pranks has now taken a shit in my wedding cake. And even if you believed that, like, it's such a leap to be like, yes, someone actually dropped trowel, got with the wedding cake creator, and somehow talked them into letting him take a shit in the batter, or while they're putting the cake together, and like work around it. Or maybe instead of the little groom on top, he just shaped a little poo into a groom. I don't know, but it's just so far-fetched that it's like there's no way that he should believe this. There's no way that he should have believed this at all. Now, on the flip side, what are you laughing at over there? You're laughing at the little poo-shaped groom? It's out of there. It is. This story is nuts. Oh, okay, so it's been around for a while. Yeah, it still smells fresh. So, on the other side, I think, you don't mess with kids and you don't mess with cake. In this case, OP did mess with cake. Not hands-on. Didn't hands-on mess with the cake, but made them think that they had. And the ripple effect from this, they could have never seen coming. What, freaking flew across and knocked the cake out of her hands, and then just word spread like fire, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, David shit in the cake. No one eat the cake. It's been tainted with actual droppings. Who's going to believe that? If everyone believed it, though, OP, you got to wonder. You got to wonder, because all those people thought you were actually capable of it. Still, I mean, The one time you decide to return fire, I think it was funny as hell. There's no way they should have believed that. Timing could have been better, but also timing couldn't have been better. You know what I mean? It's like, if you want to have the impact that you had, you done good. You done real good. Hey, we're already at 519 to 750 on the balloons to get Candy Thunder over here. Zoe says it'll be a good story in 20 years. Agreed. And now apparently this story's been up for a little while. So maybe it's been long enough for everybody to have moved past it. However, when shit like this goes down at weddings, no pun intended, people tend to remember them forever. So every time you see a wedding photo, like this bride, every time she sees a photo from their wedding is going to like get the olfactory sense, just like a whiff of shit every time she sees a wedding picture now. Those kind of things stick with you for a while. Yeah, Sigridur, just wondering, when was OP supposed to poo in it? Exactly. Like, I don't... When was that going to work out? Somebody said poo extract. It was the frosting. Crash Cart Ronnie. Oh, frosting. There you go. Had to create some kind of decoration on there, which is nuts.
I have to read this comment. It's B. Kirkland. They have to get shut up.
Okay, B. Kirkland. Candy Thunder just handed me the phone here so I can see this comment by B. Kirkland. Why didn't he walk up and eat a piece of cake, then say it's the shit? There you go. That's awesome. Just cake falling out of his mouth while he's still talking. This cake's are shit. I recycle. I don't know. I don't know that I've seen like a chocolate, like a brown chocolate wedding cake. I guess they exist, but depending on what the cake is, if it's like white cake, white frosting, white everything, yes. I don't think it's possible. I never heard of an albino dookie, but I guess stranger things have happened. My goodness. Okay. We're at 608 of 750 now. We're trucking right along there. I will go ahead and start on the next story here. And then at the end of this one, we should be ready for some Candy Thunder. A poo design on top to add icing to the cake. Oh, man. Nee. Plot twist, OP is a bird, Venus says. Gam, Patty, Tony Spark, thank you guys so much for the balloons. Appreciate that. Jennifer, you as well. Karen Stansberry, Elise Newman with the 59 balloons thrown this way. Pam K, Karen Stansberry again. Flyleaf Nero, Shaz, Karen, Nancy C. Clay, Shaz again, Holly Jill Talk, Mr. Miles, hope you are feeling well, sir. Still jumping into chat here, man. Diana Galvin, thank you so much. Emmy, Tammy, Chunky Chick, Emmy again, Brooke, Jonathan resubbed to stay a member of the storm. Glad to have you in the fam. TLS, Karen Stansberry, Kez, Carol, Cheshire Wagner, love the Cheshire. Sweet Evil One, Joke Meritons, Jennifer, Allison, Joke Meritons again, Amanda Marie, Emmy, Scrub Forever, Developer Girl, TLS, Quacken 1992, Jamie, thank you guys so much. SETI, Vintage 80s Lady, Lydia Tramp, Jarby, Carol, there you again. 645 of 750 on the balloons right now. We are balloons focused because it is part of a TikTok promotion. So we will bounce into the next one here and then we should be ready for some Candy Thunder. This story is, will I be the astronaut if I go on vacation instead of my brother's wedding? My brother Tom, 36 male, and I, 26 female, have never really had a solid relationship. Due to our age gap, we didn't spend much time together, and by the time I was old enough to develop a personality, he was moved out of the house. For the last 2 years, my brother and his fiancée Sarah, 32 female, have been planning their wedding, and it's coming up in September. I was asked to be a bridesmaid. I figured I was only asked as a courtesy since I'm her soon-to-be sister-in-law, but I still took it seriously. I have been a bridesmaid for the last 2 years. Just a few weeks ago, I managed to save up to buy the $800 bridesmaid's dress. Overall, in the last 2 years, between group outings to parties, dinners, lunches, clothes, etc., I've spent thousands of dollars. Eventually, all the girls in the wedding and I became extremely close and started to get hyped up for the wedding. Sarah recently glot? Words are hard. Taking a drink. Hold on. Sarah recently got close with her brother's wife, Becky, 30 female. Last week, she dropped the ball on me that she no longer wants me to be a bridesmaid, and she would prefer if Becky would take my place. Well, just randomly? For no reason? Question mark. It broke my heart a little, but it's her wedding and not my place to tell her how to run it, so I said it was fine. Yesterday, I went to my brother's house to pick up the bridesmaids' dresses and was going to see if I could return it since it was within the time frame. Sarah was completely appalled and said that Becky was going to wear it since she and I are the same size. I said that would be fine, but they would have to pay me the $800 for it. Sarah said that Becky couldn't afford it and I should be nice and let her use it, and said that I could keep it after the wedding. What now? You want me to just give you an $800 dress that I'm not going to get to wear because you kicked me out of the wedding, have some other girl wear it, but then she'll give it back to me all sweaty and used for me to hang on to as some kind of memento of the shit you pulled on me? Cool. I explained that I'm not just giving away the dress and that I'm not ever going to use... I explained that I'm not just going to give away the dress and I'm not ever going to use it after the wedding. After some bickering back and forth, I just ended up taking it and leaving. My brother and Sarah tried to compromise with me and say that I could be the assistant flower girl. And I felt offended at the offer. After I said no, they then said that Becky could give me $250 for it. Again, no, I returned the dress and got a full refund. I told them I understand that it's their wedding, but they are being extremely disrespectful to me, and I don't need to deal with it, and I'm not going to the wedding. Today, my coworker says she has an extra round-trip plane ticket to go to Miami, and that she'll sell me for half price, plus I would only have to pay for half the hotel, and I can go hang out with her in Florida. The only downside is that I'll be in Florida for a week. The only downside is that I'll be in Florida for the week of my brother's wedding. So, will I be the asshole if I just go party in Miami instead of going to my brother's wedding? No, hell no. Let's go ahead and just get this out of the way right now. Not the asshole at all in this case, OP. You got treated like garbage. Did they expect you to just take it and then show up to the wedding that you were kicked out of and be like, I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. Thank you for treating me like shit. That's absolute garbage. This whole, like, not just kicking you out of your spot in the wedding as a bridesmaid, but then being like, oh, no. This dress that you paid $800 for, we're gonna confiscate that and we're gonna give it to someone else, even though it was your money that paid for it. And then when you're like, no, they're like, oh, we'll give you $250 for it. What the hell? It has never been worn, and you could just take it to the store and return it for a full refund. Why did they want you to take the hit? If they wanted this girl to be able to have it, they should have covered the difference. They should have bought the dress for you. And if they're going to be kicking you out of the wedding, they probably should have made sure that whoever they were replacing you with could afford the dress, if you're expecting them to pay for their own dresses, which you are. So that sucked. It wasn't very smart of you. Not an asshole at all. Go party it up. These people treated you like shit. You don't owe them anything. The only thing that could have made this better is if you kept the dress, took it with you to Miami, took a lot of pictures while you were partying and posted them so that they knew that you were there with the dress. It would have been awesome. Okay, we have some thanks to give here real quick, and then we're going to bring Candy Thunder on to give us a little chat. Developer Girl, Amber Butler, Elise Newman, TLS Journey, Series 79 Iceland, Valerie Sandcamper, Crash Cart Ronnie, LMD10, Pam K, Snow Ecstasy, Taylor Dactyl, Esther Aguilera. We've got Adams GG1, Chesh 1767, Regina Neal, Stephanie Renee, Miles Griff. Hope you're doing well, brother. Mama Jams, Dawn Banks 2, RJ HJ1, Noonie, None Ya Business, Noonie. Man, I really just butchered that one. None Ya Business, 72, 74, 23, Dylan Sprague, DJ, JM22, Chunky Chick, Karen Stansberry, Jenny Sue, Sharon Day Newton, Tony Spark, Quacka, 1992, Runesia FRP, Lydia Trent Music, Becky Moorby, Legacy Spark, Redneck Geek, Christine Inaba, We've got Kez, Lucinda Lockett, Georgia Boy, Fly Girl, Holly Jill Talk, Fairy Tale over 1200, Shaz 5951, Nancy Clay, Sweet Evil, and yes ma'am, Rosemary Ann. Thank you guys so much for helping us get there. Candy Thunder will be here shortly once I get this thing set up. I think Candy Thunder said she was actually going to just go ahead and run the rest of the... She's going to run the rest of the stream. She's going to read all the stories. Sorry, I got to find our next thing. Got it. Almost there. And what is this one? Boom! Okay, we've got 65 confettis for the confetti cannon here. You're shooting a confetti cannon at me today, huh? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Candy Thunder!
Oh my god, it's Candy Thunder! Oh my god!
Bye, Jesse. Hi, guys. Okay, who else is impressed that Dusty just thought of that level of petty? Because I didn't know he had it in him. He's all, be the bigger person, don't be petty.
Wear the dress.
And then you're like, wear the dress and party in it in Miami and send pictures. Oh my goodness, you're way up on chat. Ah. There was 200 new messages.
Sorry.
You left me hanging. Yes, I wore the Schitt's Creek shirt. It was an epic level of petty. I'm super impressed with Dusty. I agree. I think sometimes being petty is the only way to handle situations, but then sometimes it's okay to be a bigger person. Yes, me too. Sometimes I'm like, you got to get fired up. Sometimes we don't want a solution. Sometimes we just want petty. Somebody said something right before I came on, and I wanted to read it out loud because it was so funny. But I have lost it. Oh yeah, do a trash the dress shoot with the bridesmaid dress and post it before the wedding. And then Scrub Forever said, she should have shit in their cake. Oh, you guys are awesome. Petty Thunder. That needs to be the new petty confetti. Petty Thunder would be awesome. Yes, Frankie J's mama. I know, I suggested that somebody be a bigger person and I got ripped apart for it. And that's okay. Frankie G's mama said, I like to tell others to take the high road, so there's more room for me on the lower road.
That's awesome.
Yes, I couldn't waste $800. I'd be taking that back and going to Target. Petty Thunder. That's what needs to be the new petty confetti. Yes, Petty Thunder merch. Yes, I love it. When we get the emotes fixed, we'll have a petty thunder. It'll be a big lightning bolt.
I gotta make myself a note.
I think it's really a TikTok thing and not a...
I'm sure it is.
They're going through some changes. The story title was... I am not sure where he keeps those. Hold on. Would I be the asshole if I go on vacation instead of my brother's wedding? And that was a Reddit post from the AITA subreddit. Oh, thank you. Anonymous glitter explosion you can send in the mail. I'm going to send that to Dusty. Like, no, this is for you.
I'm gonna open it at your desk.
A little accent, James. Yes, probably. Yeah, I think you could actually wear this shirt too because it's a large. Yeah. All right, Dusty, they're ready for the next one.
All right. Another one.
Oh, thank you, Debs. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Later.
Look, I'm so much better on camera than I was. I
actually look at it now.
Candy Thunder has she's come a long way. She's come a long way in her, what do you call it, stage fright? It's not really stage fright.
I don't know. Getting sweaty fits.
Oh man, nobody wants to see me wearing a medium shirt. I guarantee it.
This is a large.
Oh, it's a large, James. It's a large. It said schmedium on Dusty. No. Camera shy? Is that what it is? Camera shy?
I just make me get tongue-tied a lot.
Words are hard. I get tongue-tied a lot.
Yeah, but
I'm wearing a shirt that says words are hard because words are hard.
that's just my normal level of not knowing how to speak.
We embrace the social awkwardness.
Born in America.
She says I wasn't born in America. Like that explains it? Is that why? Like that explains it somehow. I don't understand that part. But I think one of the cool things about the VIP group especially is that I think we're like an army of introverts. I think it really is. I think it's a bunch of introverts that get to talk to each other. It's very cool.
The introvert army.
Developer Girl says, wait, isn't she a commercial model? How can she be so camera shy? She's so beautiful. That was very nice. And yeah, we actually reconnected. We used to work together at Outback Steakhouse, and then our lives went separate ways for 10 years. Then I was producing some local commercials and needed someone to be in the commercial. James, Beer Today, who you'll see in the chat, suggested that Candace would be good in it. And it was like a complete departure from it was what you did it to confront a fear, basically.
So I was on my own.
Yeah. She did it to blaze a path and confront a fear, and her doing that allowed us to reconnect, and it just snowballed from there. So yeah, she's been in commercials, she's been on camera talent, but and maybe it speaks to more the way that I approach productions, where it's like that. I like to make people feel very, very comfortable. So it's never like super formal or awkward. We just try to have fun through it, so it works really well. It works really well. Alkaline Ghost says, I'm an introvert. I don't like cameras or mirrors. You know who loves mirrors? Navy Thunder. Navy Thunder likes to go fake cry in mirrors. That's where she's at now. She's to the point where she goes around like that and she's like, looking in the mirror. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? M says it's different when you know people are watching in real time. It is. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into our next one here. We've got... Okay, this is a follower submission. You guys ready? Are you ready? This is a follower submission. OP, if you were in chat and want to claim your story, go for it. This one is, am I the astronaut for telling my boyfriend how I don't want the proposal to be like? This happened a few days ago, but it hasn't left my head, so I need other points of view. My 22 female boyfriend, 23 male, and I have been talking about marriage for 2 years now. We've been together for 4. Everything is great, our relationship, our parents' support, etc. Now to the main point. We were driving around town after a birthday party brunch and just talking about anything. I opened my phone to look for a specific TikTok, which had a song I'm obsessed with, to make him listen to it. The first thing that popped up was a proposal video. Cute, I thought, so I stayed watching it. It was a very public one with dancers and live music in the middle of a plaza. As a person that struggles with anxiety, the mere thought of this sends shivers down my spine. Please, babe, when you propose, try to keep it personal. You know how I feel about crowds. He didn't respond, nor did he look at me. I went on, like you know you can count on Brenda, my best friend, to help you set things up with me butchered that. Like you know you can count on Brenda, my best friend, to help you set things up without me finding out. Between the two of you, no one knows me better. Again, no response. I was just met with half a smile. Something told me the mood in the car had changed, but I didn't want to give in to my anxiety as I tend to do, so I continued watching TikTok to distract myself. I found in the comments the continuation of that said proposal. It was the fiance showing the ring that they got for their partner, a big rectangle diamond. That is totally not my style whatsoever. And I have strong feelings against diamonds because of some of the things I have found out about their market and overall history. I have already told him about it several times, and I've also talked about how I prefer small rings and stones, but detailed. I never thought it was a bad thing to talk about the future ring, as I am going to be the one wearing it for the rest of my life, hopefully. So I said, please don't forget I can't do a big, bold diamond. He immediately stopped me. Isn't it also my proposal? I'm going to be the one proposing, buying the ring and going out of my way to do something special for this occasion. I don't like how you're trying to tell me what I should and shouldn't do. You're making me feel like I'm doing, and whatever I'm planning on doing will never be enough. Sorry, I'll reread that line. I butchered it. Words are hard. You're making me feel like what I'm doing and whatever I'm planning on doing will never be enough. I was shocked. It was never my intention to make him feel that way. I was rambling because of the TikTok I was watching. The way he said it honestly made my heart hurt. I felt guilty. I commented on the situation to my two most trusted best friends, and they both said I shouldn't have said any of that, and that he is not a child for me to give him a step-by-step to. I, on the other hand, still feel like I'm allowed to have requests about something that will affect me directly. Am I the astronaut for telling my boyfriend how I don't want the proposal to be like? Man, I don't know. So I'm thinking back to whenever I was planning a proposal for Candy Thunder. I know her well enough to know, not to make it a big public production. Like, you assume if someone's planning on proposing to you that they know you well enough to do it right. I guess that's my point. You shouldn't need to outline all of these things. However, if you're watching something that provides the context and you're like, oh my God, I would be terrified by that, I don't see any harm in saying, oh my God, I would be terrified by that thing. Please don't ever do that to me, just to make sure that you understand if it's something that's like a legit rational fear to you. I don't feel like you were dictating what you want done. You were saying, just please none of this. Candy Thunder, what do you think?
I think she was communicating what she doesn't like. And I think I got it in certain ways. I told you, we looked at rings together and we talked
Yeah.
about styles. And, I said stuff I didn't like and stuff I did like.
As a guy, I need the feedback, right? I want as much input as possible so that I get it right and that there's less risk involved for me doing something stupid. I still did something surprising, something that she would have never expected, and surprised the hell out of her. She had no idea. But I think the feedback is valuable whenever you take that as data input so that you can get closer to nailing it and take less risk by doing something crazy. So
I looked at that conversation as more conversational and less like do this.
Gotcha. Yeah. So what she was saying, they were saying they couldn't hear you because you're way over there. What she was saying was that, she gave me feedback about some things that she liked or didn't like, but didn't do it in like a dictating tone. And we both agree that we don't feel like OP did that here either. And, wasn't like definitely do not under any circumstances do this to me or I will leave you. I will be so mad. I will be so angry. No, it was like, hey, here are my preferences. And if she was watching that thing, it was top of mind. So she had the feeling behind it. It wasn't you were going to do this, this, and this. It was like, oh my God, please don't ever do this to me. So I think what might have happened here, and this might provide a little bit more context. OP, are you here, by the way? We have not seen OP. What the Gray Rock is cooking, his response does give a little bit of a red flag, except that I think maybe he had a plan. I think maybe he had a plan or something was already in motion, and that's why it was a little more stressful to him. Whenever he started getting feedback from her about things like not to do, he probably already had a plan for what he did want to do, and either this feedback encroached on it, which means that he doesn't know her as well as he thought he did, or he's just stressed about it in general. And if it's something he's already stressed about, then getting any feedback at that time is just going to send him over the edge. So he might have overreacted, not intentionally, but just being like already stressed about it. It is not a stress-free thing for the person planning that proposal and doing that proposal. I mean, there is a lot that has to go right. And when you're dealing with changes or new information, if you already have something planned out, then it's really stressful. So, yeah, I don't know. This is one of those things where everybody could have done something differently. However, I think it was harmless. Now his stance about it being his proposal too, I never felt that way. I never felt like the proposal that I was planning for Candy Thunder was for me. I felt like it was me trying to create a magical moment for her and for us, but it was never a like, this is what I want for me. That was never part of it at all. And I don't think it should be. But that's just my personal opinion here. You guys may think differently. Jessica says, but you should feel safe to express your needs too without having a spicy reaction come back on you. So if he was reciprocating here, he felt like the feedback he was receiving was spicy. So he responded with spice as well. He said, you're making me feel like what I'm doing and whatever I'm planning on doing will never be enough. Ooh, there may have been a hint there. You're making me feel like what I'm doing and whatever I'm planning on doing will never be enough. I think he already had a plan. And that just made it like hit a nerve. So scale wise, this one's a little bit difficult. I think if you were trying to be cognizant of not freaking him out, you could have delivered it a little bit differently, but you didn't, at least from the context of what we hear here, you didn't feel like you were going to freak him out or there wasn't a concern. So it might have been a little bit out of character or an abnormal response because he was planning something. You don't know what was going on there. His fire back still concerns me a little bit, the viewpoint that it's also his proposal. If you're proposing to her. You're not being proposed to. So that viewpoint is a little weird for me. That's just my personal opinion, though. I feel like his response here was more harsh than it should have been. The feedback that OP was giving him at this point is just feedback and information that should have been useful to him, unless it was something that deviated from what he already had planned. So I feel like OP didn't do anything wrong here. Could have done it differently, but shouldn't have had to. His response has me a little bit worried here. And for him, I feel like I'm going to give him a 3 here because he shouldn't have responded the way that he responded, in my personal opinion. And this is me saying that a proposal that I'm planning is not a proposal for me. It's something I'm doing for someone else. The fact that he feels like this is a him thing too, maybe a cultural thing, may just be the way that he looks at it. But Zoe says, was this posted a long time ago? Can she still opt out? Well, apparently the proposal hasn't happened yet. So, it's a couple days ago. So it's fresh. It is fresh. I think it's worth diving into further, OP, and trying to figure out, was it something that he already had planned? Where did the big issue come from here? Like, why did he take offense to this? And also I would dive further into the, if he is viewing this as a him thing too, what does he want? And maybe that's something that you guys can teamwork together here. That's just a different viewpoint that I'm not used to. So that's not how I would approach it. I'm going NTA for OP here. Feedback. Rebecca, we're trying to figure out what happened to the ascon emotes. We don't know where they went. I think TikTok's drunk and just got rid of a bunch of newer stuff and swapped it for older stuff. And we don't know how that happened. I've got to dive into it and do some troubleshooting, but right now they're just, they're crazy. Crash Cart Ronnie says, my hubby almost proposed at a baseball game. I'm so glad he didn't. All those people staring at me. You know what's great? Those proposal videos that happen at sporting events when she says no. Oh, Phoebe and Mike. Oh, man. It's so tacky. Another shout out to Magical Mama's Handmade here for the bluey cup that I'm rocking. Heck yeah. Vicarious embarrassment. There you go. Walter Nitty says, I would unalive a man who did a public proposal. Yeah, I mean, it's like a private, intimate kind of thing, but there are some people who would be into the big hoopla. Quick update. We are on 50 of 65 on the confetti, which unleashes a confetti cannon in the hands of Candy Thunder this time. So who knows where it's going to be aimed. Just don't point it at the camera. Everything else can be fixed. I didn't bring my oh, you have your sound dampening headphones over there. Yeah, throw those on. She's got to get her ear protection on. Nursey Dear says, you said no to your first, so you said no to a proposal? Elise, you make a good point. She says, how often does she actually bring this up? Was this a breaking point? It's possible. It's absolutely possible. I think that, yeah, I mean, that could be the case. His response, his getting stressed about it tells me that he already has something planned. His response about it should be a him proposal thing too. That's where I get confused. Jessica, this is your first live? Well, welcome. Welcome. You want to see the cup? This is for real life from Magical Mama's Handmade. And she has Insta and Facebook groups. And has all kinds of cool stuff. And is just a great person. Tanya, yeah, it could be that she's brought it up 1,000 times and she's just fed up. We have hit the confetti goal here. I can see Candy Thunder reading the instructions over there, so I'm deeply concerned right now. Let me give some thanks to our gifters here. Yeah, just point it up. Don't point it right at my face. Yep, there we go. Hey, that was a success. Great success. It's my wife. My wife shoot the confetti. It's great success. My wife. You were pointing that right at my face there, lady. It's like, oh God, here we go. How did he go? Well, it was a very public live spectacle. It was actually confetti that was his demise. Goodness. TLS Journey, Elise Newman, Josh Inagami, Pam K, Cupcakes by SETI, Mexican Mama, Joan Jordan, Care Bear, Tony Spark, a Yarn Garden. Are you picking it out of my hair now? Oh man, Developer Girl, SP Crazy Canadian, Dylan Sprague. We've got Christy Albro, Chesh, Fly Girl, Andrea M. Audsley, or Maudsley, Runisha FRP, Christine Inaba. Sorry, I keep screwing that up. I keep saying Christine Inaba. AK Mary, Candy Thunder, and Amber Butler. Thank you guys so much for that. Gotta get all the gotta do the confetti shake-off dance here. We're doing things a little bit differently since Tony Spark isn't here, and I'm all thrown off. I am all thrown off. Okay, can't tell you what this one is yet. Not until we get it set up. I bet you can guess, though. How's the best? And okay. We have just 20 of the bigger birthday cakes here to unlock the next cake story and confetti. The next one after this, we'll bring Caden back on. She had fun. She had fun shooting that confetti cannon. Faux show. Okay, we are on this one now. All right. Chica 1585 says, hubby took me to pick out my ring. Did you pick out your ring? Or did you just give me style choices? I think you picked one out. Oh, yeah. So she gave me, Candy Thunder gave me like a top 5. Yeah, we went and narrowed it down together. Crystal, yes, it's the Bluey Cup. Cake. Runisha, yep. We got more cake on the way. Glitter never leaves. These are just paper one, luckily. They don't have the glitter attached to them. well-positioned, large. She's done well. Oh my gosh, you guys are already rocking that way. All right, I'll go ahead and get started on this story, and it'll be cake time by the time we get to the end of it. Okay, this one is, am I the astronaut for not letting my sister-in-law add my kids to the chore list? That's right, that was sister-in-law and OP's kids to a chore list. My sister-in-law lives in a fairly large 6-bedroom farmhouse on 10 acres. We're building a home across the street, and in the meantime, we have a camper parked on sister-in-law's property. The only time we go into her house, a mysterious hand enters the frame. The only time we go into her house is to use the bathroom or shower. We have electricity in the camper, but no running water. The rest of the time, we are across the street building, and our kids, 14 male, 12 female, 8 male, are with us helping. We pay sister-in-law $180 a week to park our camper there, which is campground prices. Late afternoon yesterday, my sister-in-law asked us to all come inside to talk, and she pulls up her chore list with my kids' names added to it. Things like laundry, dishes, cleaning the living room, sweeping, mopping, cleaning table plus countertops, garbage, returnables, even helping cook meals. We do not eat with them, etc. She says, "Does this work for you? I won't let anyone clean the bathroom because I'm the only one who does it properly." And I immediately said no. My kids don't even go into her house unless they are showering or shitting, so if anything, I'd make them clean the bathroom, not the rest of the house that they don't use. I'm not going to be making them do chores to that extent for simply using the bathroom, after they've been helping us all day with building our home. My sister-in-law, who works all the time, says the kids are in here much more than that because all my snacks are gone, and I always come home to a trashed house, and I didn't before you guys started staying here. She's clearly not putting two and two together with the fact that her own daughter, 12, has had consistent friends over the past 2 weeks since school let out, and her husband, 46 male, does nothing to parent, which I brought to her attention. My kids don't eat her food at all either. I've made a point to preach to my kids about minimizing our footprint here for this specific reason, her trying to blame my kids for her trashed house. My husband is saying that maybe I should just allow her to add the kids to 1 or 2 chores per week to keep his sister at bay, but I've refused. We pay to be here, and we do not go indoors at all unless it's for the bathroom, as I've stated. My kids are not going to be scrubbing her house top to bottom for using a restroom, and I have since told my husband we need to create an outhouse system on our property so we don't have to go in there at all. He says I'm making things more difficult when in reality I'm protecting my kids from being used. Am I the asshole? Woo! Candy guys are resubbing to stay a member of the Storm. Heck yeah. Glad to have you still in the family there. Rita, Alex, H. Lynn, Alex, Elise, TLS, Megan Charist, Monica, Annie, H. Lynn again, Developer Girl, TLS, Elise again, Pam K, Nancy Clay, Mel Bell, Beer Today. Good to see you, man. Alex, Tinker Truck, Logan Collins, Flyleaf Nero. Thank you guys so much for that. Bree says, no, I go to war for my babies. Tracy Walker says, hire a portable bathroom. It would be cheaper. What the Gray Rock is cooking says sister-in-law's hubby is the asshole. Sister-in-law is the asshole. NTA. Dylan says they're probably doing their laundry there too, so I get the laundry request. If they don't have running water, they got to be doing it somewhere, but they could be going to a laundromat for that, or it could be dropping it somewhere. Here's the bigger question, or bigger issue to me. Mesmerized says $180 doesn't cover water bill and electric. You are not living in a campground. No, you're not the asshole. For the amount that they're using here, and I mean, ideally, if they had a camper, it would be great if they had one that had, a shower or the outdoor shower, or had a generator or solar power or something, so they didn't have to use anything there. But why the F are they building a house across the street? If you already know bullshit like this exists with this person, why in the bloody F would you want to live across the street from this person? This isn't the end of it, but that's context that I think you have to look at and say, If I'm going to be living across the street from this person for a long time, is this my hill to die on? Now, I get protecting the kids, and I get not allowing them to do her chores and be put to work by her to clean her damn house when they don't do anything there. But I would be thinking, we're about to be living across the street from this person, and it's either going to be hell or it's going to be okay. Now, I'm not going to let her take advantage of my kids, but I can make some kind of offer. I can counter somehow and say, oh, hell no, we're not going to be doing that, but we would do this, and we would do it together, and it would be something small. It doesn't have to be them doing a hell of a lot of chores. It doesn't have to be doing something that they have nothing to do with, but it could be something as an olive branch. And I'm not saying this to be the bigger person. I'm not saying this because her kids should be doing something. I'm saying it because they're going to be living right across the street from them. And it's either going to be constant drama or it's going to be okay. And this could be a contributing factor to it. It is only the beginning, Mama Bridges. It's going to be tough. Terry Collins, I thought about that. Maybe the property is a family property, but that doesn't change the fact that they're going to be living across from them. And it's going to be unavoidable. Unavoidable. But I'd say if you know that you have issues with the person, even if it is family land, don't move in across the effing street. Alex says, sounds like relationship issues within that marriage, not the person posting. Okay, I get it. So the dad who doesn't parent over there and the daughter who has friends over and they just destroy everything, and this somehow ends up turning into the sister-in-law, the mom or the wife of the dude who doesn't parent, and the girl who makes lots of messes, saying, all right, well, I'll just pull in extra help from the people who are paying to stay here. Which is another thing. If somebody's paying you to stay there, they don't get chores. Yeah. You can't assign them chores if they're paying you rent. I don't think it works like that. It's one or the other. Fences make great neighbors. There you go. Beer today. Agreed. Odd dynamics all around. There's lots of weird stuff going on here. Yeah. Welcome to the neighborhood, because now you're going to live across the street from them. This is going to suck. Neighborhood parties are going to be just a shit show. 4th of July, y'all going to be pointing fireworks at each other. Like, this is not going to be healthy for anybody. But I think you do have to think about the long term. You have to think about, okay, yes, this is the stance I take on this. What's the ripple effect from that going to be? And is this going to just fuel an intolerable person to feud with me forever? Or is it isolated? Oh, heck. Yes, there is a new goal. Let me go through and give some thanks here real quick. I don't think we've done it yet. Or did we do it? Did we give? No. Holy cow, you got there quick. H. Lynn Cross, TLS Journey, Developer Girl, Michelle Heather, Elise Newman, Pam, K, Snow XTC, Cheris Megan, Alex Middleton, Mexican Mama 84. Thank you guys so much. You unlocked the cake story. Just small groupie there. Just unlocked it. Unlocked it. Or you want me to do 2 or 1? Or 3 or 1? Cake story. Whichever one. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Music is playing. I can't hear. 1? Okay. Ote. Okay. Here we go. Oh, this one's gonna get good. It's our favorite time of the live. Okay. You know how much we love the super authentic astronaut helmet that we have. We've got a goal of 75 of the football helmets for Caden to come back on and do a Q&A while I apparently wear the helmet. Thank you for that, Tony Spark. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Also want to hit on this. We are at 68% of the overall likes goal for the stream today. We are at 480K with a goal of 700K overall. Thank you so much. Make sure that you're tapping the screen to like it and also sharing the stream as well. That definitely helps us get there. We greatly appreciate this. The helmet. Yeah. Here, hang on just a sec. This is on loan from the Smithsonian, the Air and Space Museum, because it is. We think it's Buzz Aldrin's actual helmet. So it's, as you can see, it's super authentic. This is the helmet. I think it's just the old age because it's been around so long where it's getting kind of flimsy. I think that's it. Yeah. The football helmet is gone. We see them coming through for some people. They reorder them sometimes, so it gets weird. Oh, I'll put it on. We're almost there already. We're almost there. Okay, but we did unlock a cake story. I've got to read that cake story first. Okay, here we go. Here is the unlocked cake story. Am I the astronaut for wanting my daughter to make my wedding cake, although my future husband is refusing? I, female 36, have a daughter, female 16, who loves baking, and she's incredibly good at it. It's been her passion since she was 3, and I encourage her to follow it and discover more ways to become better at it. I even enrolled her in a few classes in the academy to learn more. I met my fiance, male 41, 2.5 years ago. We're getting married soon, and for the wedding cake, I had an idea, which is to have my daughter bake the cake and decorate it for us. My daughter agreed and was so excited to do it. My fiance glanced at me when he heard about it. Sorry, backing up. My fiance glanced at me when he heard about it. When we were alone, he snapped and said, "I can't believe you're being serious about this." I asked him why not. It's not like we're having a huge formal wedding with many guests, just a small party with our family and loved ones. He said this was an effing joke and that he will not let a child bake our wedding cake, while there are tons of professional bakers out there who can make a much more decent looking / tasting one. I said I didn't understand the problem because I thought he loved her baking. He responded, "I do love what she bakes, but let's just stick to the muffins and brownies." I told him he was being unreasonable and that his words were hurtful to me and my daughter and her abilities. He told me to be more realistic and think about what guests will say. Again, I said all the guests are family and friends, so I doubt they'd make any negative comments about the cake knowing my daughter made it. Matter of fact, they might even think it's sweet. He got mad and said that there was nothing sweet about getting embarrassed on his wedding day. We argued for over 2 hours just going back and forth on the issue. Later, I got a call from his mother telling me that I should start being rational and look at things from her son's perspective. There we go. Should have done this a minute ago. She suggested we get a professional cake for the wedding, then have my daughter maybe bake some cupcakes for the buffet or something. But I wasn't convinced and felt like they're deciding my wedding's plans for me and forcing what they want on me. I don't care how the cake will look, but it's the sentiment I care about. You trying to mess me up? Typing right underneath where I'm reading, lady? It's Tony. It's Tony Spark is typing in the document right now. What are you doing, bro? Also typing right where I'm reading. Ascon 4. Yes, I'm so sorry. I saw the type in there. Holy cow. So Tony Spark just commented to let us know that we are actually number 56 in the TikTok live rankings right now. Holy cow. So yeah, the balloon goals that we've been doing and also likes on the stream, those are helping us get there. Make sure that you keep liking and sharing. We are at 73% of our goal for the day here. We've got about 5 minutes to go in the public part of this stream. So please be sure to continue doing that and helping us share. Let me give some thanks here real quick for the helmet goal. Michelle, Heather78, Elise Newman, Yarn Garden Co., Siri, H79, Iceland, TLS Journey, H. Lynn Cross, Developer Girl, Pam K, Chunky Chick, Mexican Mama, Dylan Sprague, and Runesia FRP. Thank you guys so much for helping us get there. Let me get the next one set up, and then I'm going to bring Caden over, and we'll do a little Q&A, but we'll also talk about this cake story. We'll give some feedback there, and that'll work out well. 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's see here. So I'm gonna jump ahead. We're gonna jump back to balloons here for a second because they are part of that. We may not get here with a little bit of time that we have left, but Tony Spark, quit changing things on the document while I'm looking at it, bro. Just making life confusing. Okay, we went back to the balloons. We set a goal of 1K for them. We may not get there in the amount of time that we have left, but that's okay. The balloons are what is giving us that extra boost there right now, that and the like. So keep it up. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay, Caden, come on over. We're gonna give some feedback on this story. Did you hear the story I just read? Some of it? Okay. Okay, come on over. Okay. Come on over, down on the corner. So you'll be able to see if you're in frame. Just look okay. There or up there. So scoot in just a hair here. I apparently have to wear this while we talk about this. Okay. This is happening.
Okay.
You're going to wear this at some point.
Oh, boy.
Just be ready. At some point, all of this will be yours. We'll hand it down through the generations to here. Let's scoot up just a little bit here. Step up right there in the middle there. There we go. Okay, so the story was these two, this bloke and this Sheila, are getting married. Yes. The daughter, who's 16, loves baking.
Yeah,
and,
okay. I heard that part.
The mom in this case wants her to make the wedding cake. Mm-hmm. The soon-to-be hubby, who's 41, is extremely opposed, and mom in this case takes offense to it.
Yes,
on her end and for her daughter.
As one should.
It's Rhodesia. Caden doesn't know we're taking a bunch of screenshots right now. Yeah, that's happening. Yeah, I'm sure he's very proud to be seen right now with his papa. Looking.
He's an astronaut.
Looking very. Yeah, you should be proud. Not everybody has an astronaut for a dad. So the question is, am I the astronaut for wanting my daughter to make my wedding cake, although my future husband is refusing?
Definitely not. I would say you're not the astronaut. I mean, what's it gonna hurt to have your daughter bring food at all? Like, he says he's worried about being embarrassed. I think if you're worrying about being embarrassed, then you probably have some personal issues that go beyond some desserts that are going to be at your wedding. Because, I mean, worst case, if people don't like the dish, like, they don't have to eat it. It's not like you're required to eat every piece of food there. So it's not going to hurt anything at all. And yeah, like, it could be a fun story. I saw some comments about that. So, it could be a fun story for the family later on to talk about too. I really don't think that it would be an issue. So, definitely NTA. That's weird. It's a weird move on the fiance's part.
Yeah. So to me, this speaks volumes to how your fiance really feels about your 16-year-old daughter. This comes down to, I know it's hard to take me seriously while I'm wearing this. Just hang in there with
Roomzilla.
me. I think it's an issue where he's maybe pretended to like her baking before, or just put up with it. He says he does like that, but this is a small wedding. It's everybody that they know. It's all family members. It's everybody that nobody's going to look at this cake and be like, oh my God, you guys had that for your wedding? That's terrible. Nobody's going to react like that at all.
You let your daughter make a cake?
Yeah, nobody's going to react like that.
Ew.
He's the only one who has a problem with it. And that speaks volumes to him as a person. So now you got to time out this whole thing and be like, wait a second. What am I about to get myself into? Yeah. This is one of those hills I think you should be willing to die on, Mom, because this is you standing up for your child. And if you've already had a discussion with your child about this, what kind of damage is it going to do to have to walk that back and be like, sorry, he said he would be embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
Or you're going to lie to her and try to come up with some other reason for it. But either way, this does a lot of damage. And if it's just him being embarrassed to a bunch of people who don't give a shit, that's a him problem. And I think that would be the feedback here, and say, this is a you problem. Get over it, get comfortable with it, get excited about it, or this wedding might not be happening.
Facts.
Are you going to try it on?
I'll try it on.
You got to try it on. We're getting ready to close up, or to wrap up here, so we've got to have him try it on.
Someone said that he called his mommy, for fuck's sake. He's over 40.
Truth, he did call his mom. He called his mom, and then his mom called OP and was like, you need to be reasonable. Really? You rock that much better than I do.
What can I say?
I think here, step over this way here. I think, yes, perfect. I think Caden is now going to be the designated astronaut for live streams. There we go.
Space.
Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Thunder. Awesome. Okay, we are at 770 of 1,000 of the balloons right now. We'll keep it going for just another minute longer. They say, Caden, they want to hear you read part of a story. So
Okay.
Let's have you do. Tell you what, we're gonna have Caden read cake story number 3 here. Yeah, okay. Candy Thunder says it's pretty short. So just start here and you can just scroll down as you need to go. Go ahead and read the title and then you can start working your way down. Just make sure that's pretty close.
Close.
I'm going to tilt the camera down for you too. You don't have to keep the helmet on for reading that.
Well, where's the fun in that?
Okay. He wants to keep it on.
All right. Are we ready?
Hang on. Go for it.
All right. Am I the astronaut for refusing to replace my brother's birthday cake that I ate? My parents are still pretty annoyed at me, so I thought I'd ask Reddit if I was in the right or not. This happened 3 days ago, so this is pretty fresh. Well, we'll see. My country currently allows gatherings of up to 20 people indoors, and it's my brother's birthday, so my parents organized a birthday party. We told his high school friends, got cake, gifts, and standard basic party apparatus. The plan was afterward, my family would go to the cinema with him and come back home. I don't like cinemas, so I said I'd stay back. Party happens, all is great. Most of the cake is eaten, about 4 slices are left. I haven't had any yet, not for any particular reason. I had an assignment due, so I couldn't stay along. Brother's happy. My parents come in, ask me to clean the mess once I've submitted my assignment, and return, and I can have the rest of the cake. That was a confetti cannon, just in case you got scared. I submit my assignment, tell my boyfriend. He comes. We both clean up together because he's a sweetheart, Y'all, the mess 20 teenagers leave. It is not to be underestimated. My boyfriend and I finished the rest of the cake. Like I said, it's almost 2 slices each. More correctly, 1.5 slices each. Just for specifics. My parents know about my boyfriend. He walks in a lot, so his presence there isn't an issue. My parents walk in, and my brother asks where I put his last slice. And I go, "What last slice?" I ate what was left. This annoyed him. And he starts complaining about how it's known tradition that the last slice is for the birthday kid. I try to apologize because I genuinely didn't know, but he's mad at me. My parents intervene and suggest that to make it up to him, I should buy my brother a smallish birthday cake since I did technically eat it, and they weren't expecting me to actually eat the amount of cake. I flat out said no. I'm sorry, but it's not my responsibility. My brother's determined. I'm an asshole. My parents sort of blame me. So am I the asshole? No. I don't think so, because the parents told you that you could have the last slices, that you guys could finish off the cake. So if it were me and somebody said you can finish the cake, I'm going to finish the cake.
How old were they?
I think the brother was older. The brother is 20 and the sister is, no, she's 20. The brother's 17.
Well, yeah. The parents said it was okay, right?
The parents said it was okay. The parents told her that she could clean up the mess because she was doing homework during the party. So she cleaned up the mess that they made, and then they said that her and her boyfriend could finish off the cake. They didn't say leave a slice.
They said finish off the cake.
You finish off,
and they did all the cleaning. Yeah, and he's 17, crying over birthday cake. All right, we're giving NTA here. Giving NTA.
I'm gonna finish the cake if someone tells me to finish the cake.
You had permission.
I'm gonna finish the cake.
Yeah, There's no written law that says the last piece is for
First
the birthday
slice.
person.
I know the first slice
Yes.
goes to the birthday person.
Yes.
That's cake etiquette, well known.
Goal hit. Hey-oh, look at that. Look at that.
Ooh-wee.
I'll jump in here. We're going to give some thanks real quick. And here, let's jump up here right quick. Oh, I gotta tilt that camera back up. I'm just gonna bend down. I'll just do that to make it all work here. Let's get some confetti rocking. Josh Inagami, Michelle Heather, Developer Girl, Ashley Laird, Heather Reagan, Christine Inaba, TLS Journey, Ruby Redhead, Jen here, Inky Ink Blot, Taylor Dactyl, Oma Loves Disney, Siri 79 Iceland, Tony Spark, Pam K, Candy Thunder, let's see, Snowman, we've got Don Banks, Alex Middleton, Chella Tic Tac Toe, The Calm in the Storm, Dark Wolf Six Wife, we've got Vasilikidi, I'm attempting that one. I'm just butchering it. Sorry. Vasilikidi 87, H. Len Cross. We got Sharon Day Newton, J.I. Dragon, RVA. Chesh 1767, Diana 5520, Sweet Evil 1964, Tinkertude, Silver Moon Angel, Jarby, Haley's Comments, and Illis Guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and for keeping that train going. We are at, it appears on my end, 98% on our like score. Are we there? Candy Thunder's over here tapping her phone. We are going to get there. We are going to get there by the end of the stream. Hey, we tilt that camera up just a hair. We are going to get there. I will keep this thing going all night if we have to make sure that we get there. Look, here we go. Going up. There we go. That's too far. That's okay. Oh, it's perfect. It's right where it is. It's great. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Yeah, keep tapping because we're gonna keep it going until we hit that 700K because it's our goal. What are we gonna do? Oh, there it is. There it is. Hey, nice job. Nice job, guys. Way to help us get there. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You guys are awesome. We are gonna get set up for the VIP, the sub only live here. Give us about 10 minutes to set up for that, and then it'll either be the two of us, Candy Thunder and I, or if we can convince Caden to hang around, it'll be the three of us. So give us a few minutes to set up for that, and then we will be right back. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Y'all are incredible. If I have not, no, I did. Yeah, I went through that list already. Okay. Did I? Yes, I did. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. Yeah. Caden, they want you to stay and be on the VIP sub-only live. We'll see what we can pull off here. Give us about 10 minutes, and if you are part of the storm, we will ping you with a notification, or you should get a notification whenever we go live. If you're not a member yet, you can still join on Linktree in our bio. There's a way that you can join even after we're live now, so you can knock that out. Hang on just a second. Music.
Moira needs to tell everyone thank you.
Oh, Moira needs to tell everybody thank you? Who said that? Just you? It's Candy Thunder says Moira needs to tell. Okay, well, confetti's coming back on here. Thank you all so much for helping us hit these goals today, for hanging out with us and listening to the stories about mothers-in-law and cakes, and for giving all the balloon gifts. You all are just too magical. We cherish every moment with you. See you soon for the sub-only live. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Hey, Roarback just subscribed and became a member the first time. Monica did as well, subscribe for the first time to become a member of the Storm. We'll see you two coming up here in just a few. Everybody else who is part of the crew already, we'll see you here in just a few minutes. And if not, we'll see you next week.